Dude, I don't even think nukes matter at this point. It's like nukes versus like men and women. Like women, like why is you as a man under 7 feet tall? Like why is you as a girl like hip dips or something like this shit? It's that actually is way more dangerous to
Japan does
society
seem to
than
be
nukes.
struggling more, like, or Korea certainly is like struggling more under
Yeah,
the
like
effects
Korea.
of total gender civil war than under like communism and like recovering from like the Korean War and stuff.
Yeah, nukes are just not that dangerous theory. Like nukes don't even matter theory, right? Like you can nuke stuff and it will turn into Japan. Japan is like better than 99% of the entire planet. Like,
Japan is not that bad of an outcome, actually. That is like a
yeah. Like look at the places that we've nuked and like look at the places that we've inflicted like weird like gender discourse or like obesity upon, right?
have we nuked anything else tthan Japan? Am I
No, it's
retarded?
like only Japan. Like nuking shit appears to make it better, if anything, if this is the metric. Like, we should be hoping
Nuking.
for we should be hoping that
Like, just
AI
get
takes over
nuked.
and
Just
nukes
get
everything.
nuked, bro.
Just get nuked theory, right? Like it clearly. Welcome back to another episode of the Plausibly Deniable experience, brought to you by our sponsors Polymarket, Zcash, Passage Press, and Citizen X. We have another very special episode for you today where I am not dressed up and I'm inflicted with the plague. Sales is very moody. Brief bit of ASMR here while he gives you the nice typing noises from his Apple keyboard. Hear the butterfly switch is closing, peacefully lulling you to sleep.
The Lucas ASMR product, dude. I believe this could be amazing, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Have
put
you
it
ever
into.
considered doing like some ASMR type stuff?
I've considered a lot of things, Sayla. I've considered so much you wouldn't believe it. But anyway, we have a lot of great topics for you today. I think the audience is going to be very excited for the list of things that we will be discussing today. And I think the
Oh
first
god.
one is I know you've seen a lot of these people talking about how as we all know, every now and then we'll do our dating takes. We'll talk about the importance of height in the world to growing numbers of people. But as a result of this, everyone has been injecting their kids with growth hormone to make them taller to
Yeah.
avoid a fate of like total manlet death, right? And it's one of those things that's kind of like Ozempic in my mind, where people are like, well, but what about the side effects of Ozempic? And then if you look at someone who's fat enough, it just becomes instantly clear that it's like, it doesn't matter, right? Like, it doesn't matter what like, it could do anything and it's not worse than this, right? Like, my 600-pound life, like, no side effect is worse than that. So, at a certain height for men, also, it's like, if you're like 4'2" as a guy, like what, so it makes your heart explode at age 45 or whatever, like who
If you're
cares?
short, I thought usually being tall
No, no,
was
no,
like
i'm
something
saying i'm
that's
saying
bad.
like even if you inject the growth hormone and it makes your heart explode at age 45, like even your
Oh.
45 years of living as like a 6 foot tall man will be better than your 90 years of life as a dwarf, right?
Yeah, I can see it. I think there's like an Icarus view here where it's like, dude, who cares? And like the looks maxers talk a lot about this. Like you have to ascend at all costs and this, that, and the other, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think this particular thing is really funny to me because this isn't like I'm experimenting on myself. This is like I'm experimenting on my 6 year old. Like that's why I think this is like the best discourse topic ever because it's just it's super fucked up. Like it's kind of genuinely evil. The idea that you're going to be saying like you're making this decision for your kid, right?
I think it's pretty great. I think the reality is like if you can use um, if you can use something to get an advantage for your kid. I don't know. It's very strange. It's like it is this Faustian bargain where, like, who knows? Maybe it gives him cancer 5 years from now. But it's like, okay, like, is it worse to be like 5'2" as a man, or to have like a 20% chance increased of cancer? You know? And then there's the whole like race to the bottom aspect of it, which is like, if everyone else is doing it, right? And we've talked about this. It's like,
Yes.
everyone else is jumping off the bridge. It's like, okay, mom, I understand there's like a 90% chance I die, but like, I refuse to be the only guy who's not on the bridge. Like, it is actually
Yes.
going to be far worse for me if I'm not on the bridge than if I, like, and all my friends, even if it is like an obviously stupid level of risk that I have to take.
I mean, this one is just like we've got every single element of social discourse coming in because it's like it's literally paternalistic insofar as like you are the parents of this creature, of this human being, and you're like, I'm going to make the decision for you about like potentially, because there are certain people who have disorders that just make them underproduce growth hormone, and so those people would be very short. And if you give those people growth hormone, it's like you're not necessarily like you're correcting what would have already been like too little growth hormone, right? But what if you're producing the right amount of growth hormone and you're still just not? It's like it's only getting you to like 5'7" or something. And you like super juice it. We don't necessarily know what that trade-off spectrum looks like in terms of side effects, and like there's a lot of people that did this. I think there's a lot of professional athletes even who have had this done, and it's probably kind of okay or safe in many cases. But like
I mean, it's also
nobody's
just the enhanced game things, right? Like, this is a lot of what we were talking about at the enhanced games. It's like, yeah, it is dangerous, but like, maybe who cares?
but maybe who cares? Yeah. It also is like I don't know, we memed the height thing so hard that like it is actually like what if the cutoff for like you're okay, you're no longer able to get laid under like 5'2". Like it's just impossible now. Zoomers have decided like this is the line. It's just too far, right? What if it creeps up to like 5'5" and then like 5'10" and then like 6'2"? Like what if it's just like in order to be evolutionarily successful, you must be at least 7'6".
Yeah, there is a world where this is the
There is a
case.
world, and it's like we're kind of joking about this, but like it's still like a single digit probability outcome in my mind, right? Like if you meme it hard enough on social media, like it could totally happen. I don't know.
It's just also like everyone is doing it. Like, oh, what, all your other like son's friends at school are gonna do the thing, and you're not gonna do the thing for your
And
son.
now he's just
Like,
gonna
you
be an
just
ultra
not.
midget, like the shortest man in the entire school. They're gonna be like, this is. And he, like, what if he's like 5'10" or something? They're like, he's a dwarf. They're all pointing down at him from like they're towering like 7 feet above. This is a dwarf.
Yeah, and then the last thing is like the meme for this used to be you would hold your kid back a year. That used to be the meta. The meta used to be like you held your kid back a year in school,
Yeah,
and
you
it's like,
like
well, I'm
age
holding him
fraud him,
back.
right? Like all of his peers are just like they're all 1 year younger than him, and so they don't notice that he's actually like a midget. They all think.
I mean, it was just for everything. It wasn't even like necessarily specifically around height. It was just this idea that like in general, it is much better to be like a little bit taller, to be a little bit older, a little bit more socially developed, everything. And like the trade-offs around whatever were worth it. I know a lot of people who did this, who were held like maybe they would have been one of the younger kids, and instead they were like held back a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know
Would
anyone who
you
did
ever
this,
do
but I
this to your kid?
actually,
Would you like hold him back a ton of years so that
I know actually a lot of people who did give their kids growth hormone though. Like I know a lot of parents who did this at this point. And I've discovered a lot more. Like I thought I knew like just one or two, but then I made some post about this, and I had a bunch of people DM me, and I had like a couple people I knew in my personal life tell me like, "Oh yeah, we're doing this with our kids," uh, which is like it's this crazy split where there's like one group of like the wealthy like parenting groups that are like you have to do this or you're like irresponsible as a parent and you're dooming your kid to like a horrible life, and the other group is like injecting your kids with experimental like Chinese growth hormone to make them taller at unknown side effect risk is actually way more evil than dooming them to being
Yes.
short. And it's like, I don't
And
know,
they
you both
both
make
make pretty
valid
compelling
points.
cases, is the other thing. Like, both of these things are kind of compelling, man.
Yeah. And then there's the other there's like okay, my thought now is so I don't know, like a lot of you guys out there, it's like maybe you've realized you don't have the genes to cut it with like a super short girl. Like you have to date a tall girl or at least a middle-sized girl in order for your son not to get made fun of on the playground, right? But you add this growth hormone in the mix and suddenly it's like, I don't know, you could date some pretty short women if you really think about it. Uh
Yeah, it does open up like a whole. It does
I
open
know
up a whole
it
new
really does.
possibility of stuff.
It really does.
It is like a very real thing, actually. Like it opens up a whole new like dating angle that previously like the meta was like, yeah, if you do this, you are obviously very stupid. You should not, it's like in the same way that like, if you're willing to give your kid crazy growth hormones, maybe, you shouldn't date the short girl in like the same vein as this. Like it's the same trade-off basically, right? It would be kind of weird to take the trade-off somewhere very like a ton and then not take the trade-off somewhere else.
Yeah.
Given that it is like basically the exact same trade-off.
Yeah. This is something that I've always been like my girlfriends are substantially taller than average if I look at them. Like that's like one of the consistent trends. Uh but it's actually not because I don't like short women. It's just because I'm like, ah, like I'm manliting my sons. like so I wonder. I've always wondered if I'm crazy for that. Also, like, there's a lot of guys where if I tell them that, they'll just be like, "You're mega gay. Like, who cares? Just like date
About the height
someone
of
you
the
love,
girl you're
bro."
dating or what?
They'll be like, "No, they'll be like, no, it's gay of you to date women, because they're taller because that would provide better sons height or something. Like that doesn't matter. Like you should just date people you think
That
are
seems like
hot."
a really stupid take.
I feel yeah, because it's also like, what do you mean you want a smart wife, bro? That's crazy, dude. You should just date the dumbest fucking idiot who will tolerate you and have children with you. And then,
Yeah, I'm not buying this one. I'm gonna keep it real.
yeah. Yeah, I never really bought that one because, I don't know. The idea that you're going to have a wife and you're not going to think about her impact on your children is sort of tricky for me to
That is
square.
like the one thing you're supposed to
Right. Yeah.
think about when you have the wife, right? Is like the, the impact on the children.
Yeah. But so I made this post and one of my friends commented and he said like, "Well, I think it's bad if we can artificially juice height because height is positively correlated with a bunch of other traits." And I was like, "Is it though?" Like I thought I remembered and then I looked it up and there is a like in terms of longevity, the optimal height to be is literally just 5'8". You are going to live the longest and have the least weird health complications at 5'8" as a man. Uh,
But 2 years from now, it'll be impossible to get a woman
I know.
because
Yeah.
everyone's giving the kids HGH, bro.
So I was like, well, I guess this is like the most robust point on the optimization curve, but like it clearly is just
I'm sure
not the
that's true.
best because another thing that he pointed out is like IQ scales linearly with height. And it's not like
What do you
a
mean?
1-to-1 correlation, but like literally IQ increases with height basically for like the trend never inverts. It keeps going up.
Is this not one of those like the rich get richer things where like if you're
Yeah,
good,
it's like
you just
assortative mating,
win? It's
blah
just a win
blah,
more
like traits
thing.
associate. Yeah, yeah. So if you're optimizing for like just living the longest, I guess you want to be 5'8", but if you want smarter sons, then you want them to be as tall as possible. But at some point, then you get into like incidents of mental illness increasing, right? Uh, and just a bunch of other aberrant, like weird, like at a certain point, if you're 8 feet tall, it's just such a massive drop in head pressure for your heart to even pump blood up to you. And so you wind up with all these weird fucking health problems. Like, you know, the meme of whenever you stand up too quickly and your shit gets all fuzzy? Uh,
Yes.
that just happens over very minor things, I guess. It'll be like changing position of your body at a certain height, and you just have weird blood pressure fluctuations. Uh, I obviously, like, I'm describing this completely second or third hand because I am not 9 feet tall or anywhere close to the height where I would be
I
experiencing
mean,
these,
everyone
like,
is though, right? Like you. I mean, what would not describing this in secondhand even mean?
being 9 feet tall. It's like you're Yao Ming.
Well,
Like,
it's not the type
we
of
could have
thing
Yao
that you can
Ming on
even
the
tell,
podcast.
right?
Uh, I guess, yeah. I guess you don't know that it's you're like guy who walks around with like weird like fuzzy glitches on your eyes all the time and you don't realize that it's abnormal. You're like, ah, God, I wish being a human didn't involve these like random blackout episodes I have every time I get out of my chair.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, if you give the kid growth hormone artificially, you are now papering over this genetic problem of being a manlet, I guess, uh, and passing on genes that I guess are worse for this. But it's like the problem is we've done this with everything. Like, this is the big problem. Like, medicine does this also, right? Like, we cure diabetes or whatever. I mean, maybe not, we can treat diabetes so it doesn't kill you instantly
We
anymore,
can treat
right?
it. We definitely don't cure it, but it's like fixes almost all of the side effects type deal.
Yeah. So now there's a bunch of diabetics who are reproducing all the time, right? So now the incidence of diabetes in society is like massively higher than it
I think
was
most of
like
diabetes is not. My intuition is that most of the
yeah, and it's
diabetes
like
stuff.
I would say yeah, the type 3 or type, but I don't know the types anymore. I completely forgot them. I'm going to be honest with you. But there is a type of diabetes that is actually genetic and that is much more common in society now that we have made it so you don't die for having it, right? Same thing with all vision problems, same things with like, you know, it's like any type of deformity. You just used to be instant death for you. If you had a cleft lip, you're not getting a girlfriend either, right? Like a cleft lip is probably way worse than being short, if we're being honest with things. But now you just reconstruct it, and it's like okie doke, ship it, I guess. Uh,
Ship it.
so our gene pool has like modern medicine has just completely destroyed our gene pool. This is an OG Ted Kaczynski talking point too, where he was like something we
Dude,
should
Ted Kaczynski
consider.
was so ahead of his time, and the idea that he's like reduced to some like, oh, he's a schizophrenic guy with a cabin in the wood. Like, no, he was actually like an incredibly smart guy.
Yeah, he had a bunch of really good memes in general. Like he and I mean that in the most serious way. Like, I'm not referring to like cat memes or something. I'm saying like
You mean meme is
medically.
like the base unit of an idea, like the
Yeah,
gene, but for idea.
basically, yeah. Uh and a lot of them really did well in society. Like, a lot of them actually, you know, a lot of the Ted Kaczynski stuff too is becoming more and more relevant as we enter this like data center discourse, and it's becoming clear that like there is actually like a growing sentiment among the populace to like do the thing that he talked about. Uh,
In
which I
terms of
like I
like return.
yeah, in terms of basically like can we destroy all the data centers at the same time or something like that, which like I thought we
Yeah,
were
but it's
kind
kind
of
of funny
past the
because it's
point.
all the people who like didn't like would not like a lot of other I mean, we've talked about the Ted
Yeah.
Kaczynski.
It's like the classic like circle meme where he's described an idea of like everyone's ideology such that like he's pissed everyone off and everyone also has like a weird way to love him. Like, you can make either the right wing or the left wing
He is
case for Ted
infinitely
Kaczynski.
interpretable however you want to interpret it.
Yes. Which I
Yeah.
guess is just everyone who doesn't describe themselves explicitly as a Republican or a Democrat. So it might not be that unique now that I'm thinking about it in terms of other philosophers, if we're calling him a
I think it's
philosopher.
pretty unique.
I guess if we can't call him a philosopher, we can't really call anyone a philosopher. Like, we certainly can't call ourselves a philosopher, and that's something very important and dear to us.
Ted Kaczynski was clearly a philosopher of some sort. He's just like I mean, he was like a deeply unwell and insane person in a lot of ways too. But
Yeah, I mean, it's also
like,
totally
the
fair,
idea that
right?
these things are not correlated is like very stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, they got him pretty good. But, anyway. So he
A
pointed
central
out
feature
all
of
of that
being a
stuff.
philosopher is being like a moderately insane, unwell person.
The big thing, though, that is kind of a question is, will any of this stuff matter? Like, whenever we're talking about, like, oh, but, like, will my kids have the blah, blah, blah gene or and it's like, this is somebody they're single, right? Or they're, like, they don't have, like, a serious girlfriend and they have no plans to have kids. And it's like, dude, we're, like, probably just gonna gene edit, fix the problem by the time you even get your shit together and get married, is usually my
I think the best
response.
part of the Ted Kaczynski manifesto, again, we talked about this already, is just like he starts off and he has like 3 paragraphs on the main thing, which is like technology is bad. And then it's like immediately by point 5, he's like, well, the real problem is women. He just like hard tacks to like women are the problem.
He's very big on women and liberals have destroyed everything, and then medicine and technology also destroyed everything, but only because of the women. Uh,
He hates liberals so much. He talks about like it's the manifesto goes like technology's bad, and then he goes like, well, the real problem is women actually, and then he goes, well, actually, all leftists are basically women. Like it's just
and he
like
winds up
one
with
straight
this.
to the other.
It's like leftists lead to technology proliferating misery through women. Like it's like a very good, very good loop de loop. But
Yeah, yeah.
what is
I
your
don't know.
specific? Do you have any takes on the proliferation of? Should short people be allowed to live, Selah?
There was like a normal way to ask this, and you were like racking in your head, how can I ask this in the least normal way possible?
I would be the greatest, just like outwardly aggressive and hostile interviewer. Like I would be better than any of these people who have interviewed Donald Trump for like MSNBC or whatever.
Yeah,
Like
it's
I
good that
would
we want to
completely
mostly
trash
interview our
them.
friends because we could be like huge asshole interviewers, actually.
We also
We
offer
would be insanely good at this too.
interview consulting for anyone who has never been, for people who've only been softballed interviews, which frankly, that's a lot of you. I've been watching some of these founder interviews out here, and you are lucky. You are lucky that you are going on
Your friends
your
thing, yeah.
VC's media. You are lucky that you're going on your VC's media channels because as soon as you step into a real media arena, it's going to be a lot tougher. But we can
Arena.
prepare you for that.
A media arena. You can't take yourself that seriously, dude. It's just like really bad. We can't do the thing where like, oh, we do media now, so now we call it the arena, bro.
Dude, I think calling everything the arena is it's a pretty base meme. It's been around for like what, 10 years? It's just funny. Like it
It is
sounds
one of
like
the old
Beyblade. I
ones.
like I don't know. You see it as serious because I think the first time you ever heard anyone talk about like, oh, like I'm in the arena, like it was Silicon Valley like base cell founder stuff. But like I think of it like it's like Beyblades to me. Like I'm in the arena, dude. Like I'm in the Beyblade stadium. Like it sounds deeply, deeply unserious to me when people say in the arena because I've heard I don't know, like I think I first heard this from people who were just like injecting themselves with like random vitamins to see if it made them feel happier or less depressed or something. Uh in like a chronic illness forum. They're like, "Oh, well like at least I'm in the arena trying things."
I think the problem with media is that it should basically be done, and I'm entirely talking our own book here, but like media should always be done as like a boutique thing, where it's like you and your friend. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, of course I know what you mean in this specific instance.
The problem with trying to do media in any other way, like literally any other way, is it always ends very, very poorly. It's very difficult, in my opinion, to scale it as an actual business model. I don't know. I have respect for the people who are trying to do it, but I think it's incredibly difficult. Incredibly, incredibly difficult. Like maybe one of the hardest things to do is to try to run media as like quote unquote a business.
Sure.
How do we feel about Lucas's outfit today? It's not quite the standards. It's not quite the standards we've been used to, is it?
We're going through like a heat wave, I think, in the country, and it's coinciding with me having like this fever that makes me feel like it's always 20 degrees colder than it is. And so I've just been like leaving the windows open and staying outside the whole time, and everyone's been like, "Oh, it's so hot and humid." And like, did you see that new article that says it's like we're just as humid as the Amazon rainforest right now? Like that's so awful. And I'm like, dude, this is the greatest. Like this is unbelievable timing for me. Like I would be so miserable. I would be requiring so many comforters and like weird like I'm not one of those guys, like there's some girls that you're just like, oh, like it's a little chilly today. Is there a blanket around here? And she just produces. She's like, would you like this one? Or she's like, this is my blanket cabinet. And she's like, oh, this is the closet too, where I have extras. It's like, just I don't have any. Like I have like one comforter, and if my one comforter is not the proper warmth, then it's over for me, right? And so yeah, I don't know. I've been very happy with the weather.
Dude, I think I've just I have no explanation for like both of our repeated health problems, and I'm turning to Pietism in the same way that like people in Latin American dictatorships where nothing makes sense turn to like religion very deeply. I just kind of have accepted I don't understand what is going on and why
Well,
my health is not like why I'm getting sick a lot in a way that never used to happen for me.
well,
So I just
my
kind of
health
have given up
problems are
understanding it.
because I was megadosing this copper peptide, which just cross competes with zinc and ruins your immune system if you like megadose it. And I never really considered that until I was like, wow, I've been getting sick a lot since I've been taking this thing. And I was like, fuck. Like this was another one of those things where I was like, Grok, like tell me what all the people on the internet are using for the dose of this. And then it told me it, and I came back and was like, that sounds good. I'll just double that. Uh, so
Guy taking experimental guy taking experimental thing takes too much of the like this is the
what
canonical like why you should not do experimental stuff on your own, right? I guess doctors win this round. Do you feel like doctors have owned you epically this time or no?
Not at all, man, because I just was like the result of this is I learned about the relationship between copper and zinc in the human body, and now I won't do this again. And now I have podcast content. So whenever someone is like, "Oh, should I try GHKCU?" It's like, yeah, maybe, I guess, if you want to reduce inflammation, but here's what I think about the dosing. Whereas before they would ask like, "What dose should I use?" And I'm like, "I don't know, man. I just asked Grok and then doubled it." Uh,
Did that work
I don't
for
know.
you? Just like
I,
ask rock and double it?
I mean, I was like, "Copper, dude? Like, how bad can it be, really? Like, it's just a metal, bro. Why not? Like, I've probably gone years, decades getting too little copper. I can probably just double it safely for a while." And okay, the other problem is if we're being totally honest, like we're being totally honest here, uh, I also just like stopped dosing it regularly, and I would start being like, ah shit, I missed like all of last week. Let's do the whole thing in one dose, right? Which is like just obviously wrong. Like there's no medicine that you would ever take this way. It's obviously wrong and dangerous. And like just don't do like this
The
isn't medical
podcast
advice.
reinvents doctors.
No, dude, this isn't like that's the thing. Like every single person who is not a doctor on the internet also knows that this is a bad idea. This is like reinventing IQ or something, right? Like we're not you don't need to be a doctor to know like when you Google the recommendations and guidelines for like using a supplement, you don't just like double it and then randomly like 7x it after doubling it, right? You know?
Yeah, that doesn't seem like the best way to do it necessarily.
Yeah, and I also just never put together that it was like that was when I was feeling bad. But I think there's some lag on like how it prevents you from absorbing zinc or using zinc, which is relevant to your ability to do immune system, blah 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 stuff. Uh, anyway,
I think
guys,
the thing that's always been very scary to me is how little we understand the human body, and then we're doing all these things that are like every single thing we're doing is like not like doesn't follow the grandma heuristic. You know what I mean?
I mean, I guess, but we are kind of in like a weird. I don't know. It's like the classic supplement case is you're like, oh, you should just eat real food, and it's like, okay, well, you can eat real food or whatever, but you literally just can't get enough magnesium, right? Like we farmed it out of the soil, it's gone. Like you're going to have to like recreate the soil conditions of like the 1400s for just eat real food, bro, to be providing you with the natural holistic balance of things.
I like this is like the remineralize your toothpaste thing. You gotta remineralize your toothpaste, bro. You don't
It's
get
like
it.
you have to go on like a world historic terraforming project. Like we have to rip the dirt off of the earth and like remix it with a series of like 92 vitamins and minerals before we can continue living in this way.
Yes. Be your own doctor, be your own, etc. It's like the new
This is also
level
why
is be
this like
your own
billionaires,
soil.
dude, billionaires are all getting to this point too where they're realizing like fuck, like if I want to get like healthy food, I basically have to become a subsistence farmer also. And
Yeah,
then
they're
like
all doing. Mark Zuckerberg's like, I'm doing my own beef, but to do my
yes.
own beef, I had to do my own like nut trees. But to do my own nut trees, I also had to do like my
Yes.
own special, just rebuild everything from ground zero
Well, and
up.
he wasn't even targeting the healthiest beef. He was targeting like the shit that he thought tasted best, right? Whereas you have guys like Brian Johnson who are trying to like optimize some sort of a health marker or like a lipid profile in animals, and he's just like, fuck, like I have to like import this weird strain of grass from Europe that only grow, but it's now I need this soil condition. I need to and it just becomes literally like you are managing 100 trillion different variables, and like half of these things cannot support themselves in your action. Like, it's like if you were to just go and plant like a macadamia nut plant in the middle of Kansas, it's like it won't live, right? You have to like recreate some other biome. So you now have like a weird controlled greenhouse for all of this stuff. Uh, this is like all billionaires are just creating their own microbiomes, is what I'm saying. It's like they're doing Minecraft. Everyone is just scaling Minecraft.
Everyone is doing
I think it's kind of cool, but this
It's
is my
cool.
argument when people are like, you should just eat like how your grandma said, because you can
It's
actually just get
cool. It
totally
is
scammed.
kind of worrying. The idea that you have to do everything yourself is actually very worrying.
Well, the thing that's very impressive is the degree to which humanity can be exposed to just like absolute poison and still truck on. That's I think the coolest part. Everyone's like, "Oh my God, like the fertility levels and the T levels are so low." And it's like, and yet we still reproduce. And yet under these conditions there are still children. like like the average person today is a drug addict basically by any sort of like historical norms. I mean, I guess there was a brief period in like what, like the 18 somethings when we invented like cocaine and heroin and we were just prescribing them for like headaches and nonsense like that. But like we
I
are
think
just
the really funny thing about that is like it's not even like everyone is a drug addict in some like crazy way. It's like everyone is a drug addict in like you have to like eating Doritos is like the equivalent of being an insane drug addict, basically.
yeah, you're imbibing like a weird cocktail of substances that had never existed before with each chip. Each drop of
Yeah.
dust that falls onto your genes contains like 152 synthesized chemicals that didn't exist before the year 1962. Like, it's an entirely novel historical complex that is covering your genes.
A lot of people get very worried about like I don't know. I think it's really weird the way people worry or don't worry about things. Um,
Well,
and
okay.
with
Speaking of worrying or not worrying, sales. Uh, you never answered my question. Are you or are you not worried about the proliferation of short genes throughout the human race, knowing that they may be associated with things like lower overall IQ than the tall gene?
I think it would be very narrow to say I'm worried about the short genes. I'm more worried that we seem to be experimenting on 7 different things at once. Like we're trying literally everything and we're just saying, let's see what happens, dude. Like it's not the soil changing or the human growth hormone changing or the way we do work and dating and reproduction. It's let's literally hit every knob on the button at once and just see what the fuck happens. And I do think humans are very adaptable and very resourceful. And, you know, God knows that, like, we've survived a ton of crazy stuff. But my my other view is like,
We are getting close. Like we're clearly getting close because we're pandifying ourselves, right? Like we are stopping
I just
reproducing.
think society in the world is very fragile. Like, I just have this very core, like, it. I'm struggling because I don't want to say the word conservative, but like this is one of the conservative things is like society is fragile. Don't fuck with it in too many ways at once, or like at least be very mindful about the way you're fucking with it. And it's like we discovered nukes. Like if you were running an A/B test and halfway through you discovered that if you find these rocks and you enrich them in a way that like pretty much any bachelor of physics guy can figure out with publicly available textbooks, uh, you can create massive amounts of destruction. Or viruses, like right now, it is not that hard to create an incredibly dangerous virus, for example, either. Like, let's put it this way, if I had an ant farm and I was like a kind of sadistic kid, and you're like, I'm gonna run a bunch of experiments on the ant farm, okay? And you invent, I don't know, you like put a giant boulder that like removing one twig destroys the entire colony, okay? That would be like a big thing. That's like, wow, I'm gonna watch this for the exact same time as 10% of the entire like rest of the time that I've looked at the thing, just because I've done this one change. Whereas the way we're running it seems to be like, okay, we watch it for like a minute and they're like, okay, I'm bored of the boulder. Let's introduce grasshoppers now. And then it's you keep changing things over and over without giving the system time to stabilize. So I don't know. It's like kind of soy. This does not pass the Giga Chad opinion. The Giga Chad opinion is clearly like just keep adding things and see what happens, dude.
The Giga
Um,
Chad opinion is like, dude, you missed the whole week's doses. Just do it in one go. But like
yes.
sometimes the Giga Chad opinion is dumb. Like that's the problem, right? Like you're like, haha, like I'm retard maxing, bro, and then it's like you're like, fuck, I have the flu for a week. No.
Yeah.
They never show you when they're like, yeah, bro, you've got to be retard maxing. You've got to be out here
Yeah, they never
just
show you
do
the retards
things.
who don't make it, do they?
Right, like that's what I'm trying to display for you all, right? Like I could very easily have just like lied and been like, yeah, I don't know, I'm just sick because we travel all the time. And it's like, I'm gonna be real, like I think it might be related to the way that I megadosed this thing that makes your immune system bad. For not really any reason either. Like it was mostly just because like pure laziness. Um, Because I was like, dude, like, I don't want to inject this stuff every day. That's a pain in the ass. Uh,
Ugh, I have to inject this. I have to like remember, bro.
yeah, it also, like, the idea that part of my morning routine, like, I'm making my TikTok influencer thing, and it's like I have to walk to the refrigerator, pull out my little goofy peptide kit, and then inject myself in the stomach with, like, 1 milligram of copper stuff. Just seems like now I'm a robot person. Like this isn't real. I don't want to include it in my and everyone literally like this is the funniest part, man. The most well-meaning people in my replies when I posted about this, they were like, "Have you thought about just like tracking and like dosing this regularly like a normal person?" Like they didn't even say like you idiot. They were just like, "Have you just thought about like doing it the way that everyone else suggests on the internet?" And it's like I have. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I have.
That trade-off is not acceptable to me. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I guess I could be more healthy, bro, but like, who cares about that, dude? Like,
I've ascended. I've ascended past your routines. I'm a creative, bro. Like, I operate on it's just other stuff that just doesn't work. This is another one of those, like, you're old now and you realize, like, yeah, you just have to do schedules. You have to have a regular, repeatable day. You can't stay up until 3 in the morning drinking with your friends anymore because now it destroys the next day. And you actually have to do things the next day because you're an adult now. Like, just all of these things. Like, you just have to be more normal as an adult. It's what I like every time you go against this rule as you get older, God just smites you in some extremely embarrassing way. Like they force you to use a green screen as a blanket while you podcast to people, telling them like, guys, like take your vitamins properly so you don't get sick. Like this is what's
I think the
happening. Like
green
this is
screen
my
looks great,
penance.
man.
I think the
I think
green
the green
screen.
screen looks amazing.
Well, we don't know if it looks great or not because the editor might key it out with like he might just like replace it with like a scrolling tessellation of our podcast logo or something else that looks much worse. There's no way to know what it's going to be, right?
That would actually be super funny.
But like I just kind of look like a wizard now. Like, I either look like a very sick person or a wizard. My mind is coping me into the wizard option.
Um, I'm optimistic. I think you can pull it off.
This is like your friend saying like, "Yeah, like the bangs look great on you, queen." Like,
No, I actually do think it looks good, unironically, man.
what if I get a green screen and because I'm going to be making an actual studio in the next like 2 days or so. Uh, what if
I
I have
don't
like a
understand why you're doing the studio because you are just leaving. Like,
well because I'm leaving to go to the place where I'm making the studio, but then yeah, I mean, it's like whatever, dude. Just let me make my nest. Like this is the male equivalent of a nest. Like
but you're
I
doing the
guess I
nest
guess
and then you're leaving, bro. It's like, what are you doing the nest for? Like, I'm gonna work really hard on my nest. Like, you just see a bird doing the nest like a week before migration season.
dude, it's genetic. I'm a genetic podcaster. Let me make my nest. Man, like this is the podcasting version of a man cave. The studio nest.
I suppose. I don't know, dude. I'm
I
not
suppose.
totally sold here.
Okay.
I'm gonna
So you
keep
think
it
you
very
think
honest with you.
you think we're completely destroying the human race uh, by genetically engineering everything accidentally, which is probably true.
We're
I
certainly
mean,
tempting fate, man.
well, it appears like I think fertility is kind of like the ultimate indicator of this, and fertility's been going down for multiple generations. So like I think it isn't even like this generation. I think it's like at some point like 80 years ago we did something that kickstarted a cascade that is now speedrunning zero.
Dude,
Looking
everyone
around,
wants
it's
to
getting
be a weirdo. Have you noticed that? Everyone wants to, like, in one flavor or another, be very strange.
well. This is another way in which the like autists, incels, whatever on the internet, they just totally won. They just completely won. Like normie is now just like, and there are even people that tried to defend normie and say, oh no, actually it's good and base to be normies. These people all just got like rhetorically debunked. They lost every single argument, man. And now it's just like normie is actually an insult. Like a normie will call another normie a normie as an insult. And the other normie will feel pain as they get called a normie. They will sit there reeling, like, writhing around.
I don't know. I think we're experimenting with too many things. I think it's possible that it just ends up fine.
But if it ends up, it's gonna be like one of those like, okay, dude, so we invented this like supercomputer and it got us just in the nick of time, man. Like we were about to grenade the whole human race, but then it was like, you have to do
dude,
these
we've had
72
like 3
things
or
or you die
4.
instantly.
Nuclear war doesn't end human civilization, but it does make your entire quality of life 1 trillion times worse.
Dude, I don't even think nukes matter at this point. It's like nukes versus like men and women, like women, like why is you as a man under 7 feet tall? Like why is you as a girl like hip dips or something like this shit? It's that actually is way more dangerous.
Japan does seem to be struggling more, like, or Korea certainly is like struggling more under the effects of total gender civil war than under like communism and like recovering from like the Korean War and stuff.
Yeah, nukes are just not that dangerous theory. Like nukes don't even matter theory, right? Like you can nuke stuff and it will turn into Japan. Japan is like better than 99% of the entire planet. Like,
Japan is not that bad of an outcome, actually. That is like a
yeah. Like look at the places that we've nuked, and like look at the places that we've inflicted like weird like gender discourse or like obesity upon, right?
Have we nuked anything else than Japan? Am I retarded?
No, it's like only Japan. Like nuking shit appears to make it better, if anything, if this is the metric. Like, we should be hoping for we should be hoping that
like
AI
just get
takes
nuked,
over and
just
nukes
get
everything.
nuked, bro.
Just get nuked theory, right? Like it clearly. I mean, yeah, like if you die in the nuclear blast, it's kind of over. But also, this is like top 99.98th percentile ways to be killed, because you are just instantly vaporized and you don't feel anything. Like I mean, it's
I
never
really like
happened
the
to me,
like.
so I can't like tell you for sure. But like based on everything that I've read about it, it's pretty fast.
There
right?
is a very specific range in which it sucks. Very bad.
Or you could always have like one of those like super inconvenient long tail outcomes where like the nuclear blast does not kill you, but like you're just outside of the blast range and like a huge rock comes and it just like crushes your shoulder, right? And you're just crippled forever. Like that would suck.
It's not even that. It's like a huge nuclear blast comes and you now have radiation poisoning. Congratulations on your cancer, sir. Yeah, that's a pretty bad outcome as far as I'm concerned.
I haven't read up on radiation poisoning enough. It's like I read up on radiation poisoning and it's like the only studies on radiation poisoning in humans come from people who have used copper peptide GHK-Cu at irregular dosing schedules, because this specific isotope of copper gives off alpha radiation when injected at this dose. Like I thought I was sick the whole time and I just have been radiation poisoned. Like it's some weird Fallout thing. That would make the green screen funnier. It's like this is now like I'm glowing, like I'm radiating alpha.
Please let's not become one of those like a gimmick the editor, like I don't know, and the editor has like put like Lucas in like a unicorn suit or something.
I mean, it would be really funny if like I'm actually dying of radiation poisoning and I'm like, haha, like this is my...
You brought up something the other day. Okay, we're not gonna do a gender war episode. We're gonna do a We Love Women episode. Okay.
Okay, we can do that. Yeah.
You brought this up the other day that the woman told you my friends are all hot, and you did like You did the eye roll. You did, yeah. I'm sure they're all beautiful, Queen.
Yeah, Queen, I'm
All your
sure
friends are
every
all
one of
beautiful in
every
their
one
own
of your
way.
friends is so perfect and great, whatever, whatever. And and then like the first one of her friends comes over and it's just the most gorgeous woman I've ever seen in my entire life. And I'm just like like I had to like step behind a wall to like start laughing because I was so confused. Because I've only when a girl has friends that are like actually this attractive, they're always described in just some other way, right?
Yeah, usually that does seem to be the case.
Yeah. And then like the next one and it was just like they're all she was just like right, like all of her friends are just like epic. And I was just sitting I like I wanted to tell her like you're supposed to describe your friends differently because you describe them the way that people describe their fat friends. Uh, and so every time you describe them to people, they probably think that you just hang out with a bunch of fat women. Uh,
What do you mean by this? I'm totally lost. I have no idea what you mean actually.
well, like if a girl says like, yeah, like all my friends are so pretty, like they're so like you just assume that she's talking about fat women, right? Because that's
Whenever they
what
say pretty in that tone, yes.
yeah. So like you just have to describe them differently. Like you just have to. You're like and I don't think she realizes that. Like she's just obviously trying to be genuine, but she doesn't realize that by being genuine, she's pooling herself with a bunch of other people who are lying.
It's a very specific way of saying the word pretty. That is what sets off my I am beginning to suspect they may not be that good looking vibes
Yeah.
in my head.
Another thing I'm realizing is that I have a it's like when guys get really mad. They're like, "Oh, she called me cute, bros. It's over." Uh, I've just never thought that it was that bad of a word to be called. Um, it's never had like a super negative outcome for me, actually.
What do you mean? Like being called cute?
Yeah. Like I think this is one of those things where guys read a bunch of internet memes where they said like if she calls you cute, that's like she friend zoned you and it's over. You have to honor kill yourself now. Like
I don't think it's good, but I don't think cute is like the kill shot that it used to be. Here's the thing, okay? We do this thing all the time as humans where we run out of words. Like we use words in certain ways, but it's like, are you gonna call a guy that like you're just hitting on for the first time hot? It's like a little, I don't know. It's a little
hot is
desperate.
also hot is just such a weird bad word now. Like oh, you're fucking hot, bro. Like
Yes.
it sounds too
Doesn't seem very classy to call someone hot.
yeah, and like handsome is also like weird. Handsome is another weird one. It can feel very mom coded. It's like
Yes, if a girl calls you handsome, low key, it's like it's a little weird. You feel a little patronized, no? It's like you're very handsome.
I wouldn't say it's patronizing necessarily, but it just like I do just think back to being 7 years old and like imagining a bunch of middle-aged women leaning down at me saying, "What a handsome boy," right? Like, which is not like sometimes that's exactly the vibes you want from a woman, right? Some guys like that's exactly the vibes you want. So
Dude,
nothing
I will
against it.
never understand and have never understood the fucking like mommy-dommy thing.
Sale is an alpha male, so he doesn't get it obviously.
No, I'm not an alpha male, man. I don't get it,
Sale is a
bro.
beta then. Sale is a beta.
Dude, I very simply do not understand the appeal of like I want a mom. Like I don't know, maybe I just have a mom, bro, so I've never felt the appeal because I simply have a mother. But like
I do think the idea of these people developing these like weird it's like the mom thing, like the sister thing, but it's like you have these like it's one thing if you just don't have a sister, right? Like if you have a sister thing but you have zero sisters, it's kind of fine, I guess. because it's an imaginary thing to you. But if you actually have a sister and then you
If
develop
you
a
actually have a
sister,
sister, I think it immediately feels super fucking weird for someone to say that to you.
it's
Yes.
also like at some
what
point,
the
like what if
fuck
the
is wrong
sister
with
finds out about your sister thing, right? Like,
Dude, yeah,
it's just like that makes
so
Thanksgiving
fucking
so weird. And it's like she'll probably understand that it's just some weird thing that the internet did to your brain and that you're not like in love with her, but like she might not. Like she might not get it. And now you have to
Yeah,
explain it to her, and there's 0%
my theory
chance
used
you
to
can
be that
explain
like
it.
none of these people actually have like a sibling, and that's why. But now I realize I have to account for the fact that like most people do have a mother, and so it's like, like how do I account for that? Like I don't know. I don't get it.
It's like I've run the numbers and just like mathematically, right? It's like
Most people do have a mother, and they seem to be okay with this mother thing, which is really weird to me.
I will say
I
I
try
don't
not
think
to
most of
think
the
too
people
much
call
about
their
these
mother
things
mommy,
nowadays.
so they've created like a new character.
I don't think anyone seriously calls. I hope not, man.
This is the thing in the South, though. I have noticed a lot of like there's like a lot of like mommy and daddy calling in the South that
A
people
lot
will
of
say
words
with
were
just
ruined
like
by the internet. Like a lot of like perfectly normal speech now has been totally ruined.
yeah, it's like
Very much.
you take like the average dad talking to his daughter in like the 60s and like every other sentence he says to her flags some sort of like modern like porn detection algorithm thing.
Yeah, like YouTube scenes just getting cut, and it's like just a wholesome like.
Yeah. Yeah, it is pretty over actually. Now that I think about this.
No,
Um,
okay. Look, I think that's like a weird freak thing. Here's my controversial opinion for the day. That's like actually slightly controversial, also, at least in my opinion. Um, we need to embrace trad, okay? Which is like it's super like it's like oh the lame meme, bro. But like we need to embrace trad, dude. Um,
which parts of
you
trad
gotta
though?
trad it
This
out.
is always the thing. Like everyone's like, dude, I really want to return to tradition. And then you list off like 10 traditions and they're like, I like those 4, those other 6 are bad.
Now you have to bite the whole. You have to. There's no like build your own tradition. That's not a real thing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So it's like the internet has to go back is what you're saying basically. Or are you going to do the thing where you're like,
Um,
no, 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 no. I mean like the whole tradition, but like we can keep the internet. Like
I do think like the Asian countries have made like a very good case for they've managed to make an incredibly good case for
bro, they don't
like
reproduce. They don't reproduce
yeah, but
either.
I think they're ahead of the curve. I think it's like they have worse conditions, but they understand what needs to be done in theory.
What do you mean?
Like they are the only
Dude, the
people
only
willing
thing that
to,
needs to be done is reproduce. Like it's the only thing.
yeah, but they're the only people who are like willing to do the tough things that like reproducing implies. Like and no one else is willing.
What?
No one else is
What are you
willing
even
to like,
referring to?
I think they're willing to like take extremely authoritarian measures and whatnot.
But towards what end? They like they don't reproduce. Like they're like I've
Um,
authoritarianly banned like women's erotica, and it's like awesome, but they're still not reproducing.
I think there's a chance they'll make it work, man. I'm like very cautiously optimistic. I want to believe, dude. Let me believe in something, okay, man. I'm just
But this is
asking you to
okay.
let me
I
hope.
guess the problem with this is like I'm seeing guy in like guy who's like on some stock. He's on some stock subreddit, man, and it's like the stock's been going down for like 7 years straight, and he's like, dude, like these guys are fucking cooking, bro. Like, trust me, I've met these boys. I've hung out at their headquarters like 5 times. I wouldn't fade them. Like, I'm buying more here, right? But it's just like
Yes, that's me with trad,
the
bro.
stock's been
Yeah.
going down
Yes,
linearly.
I admit it, bro. I admit it. Yes, that is me with trad. Yeah, man. What do you like? Yeah, man, that's me. That is me with trad, bro. What do you want me to do about it? Okay.
I don't know. I mean, it's also just clear though that like we either have to like full send trad, or we have to like hope that a supercomputer can like gene edit us out of like 9 holes simultaneously. Like that we only really have two options.
Yeah, I'm not super optimistic with regards to the 7-dimensional fucking gene editing, bro.
I know also because everything that we've done clearly has decreased our fertility. And it's like if we gene edit, why would we assume that this won't also affect our fertility? You know? Like we're gonna start selecting for IQ or like ability to make income or like height or all of these things from like sperm and embryos, and then fertility will probably also be negatively affected, I guess. Unless like all good things are associated with positive fertility, but it doesn't appear to be that way because we've been selecting against it thus far.
If it's possible to like do your own little self-contained thing, then the Mormons are just gonna giga take over. Do you think it's like the Mormon century? Like the Mormons just turbo win everything?
The thing that I'm most impressed with the Mormons for is the fact that they managed to create within the actual like modern era a new religion. They managed to get buy-in for a cultural mythos recently. Like that's the peak of believe in something, right? Like you got people to believe in something, and you actually got a bunch of successful rich people to believe in something. So they clearly have sauce of some sort, right? Like this is like it's just so hard to do, man. Like imagine if I were to tell like you're not spinning up a cult. This is like an actual religion. Like this is an institutionalized religion that is recognized by multiple countries, and it's like you have like these people are like tax exempt in the U.S. and like it's like a legit religion. It's not a cult. Uh, if I were to tell you to start a religion, it's like, dude, I think we're both pretty good at storytelling and like pulling shit out of our asses. I don't think we could do it actually. Maybe I'm
I
underselling
think starter
ourselves.
religion is like another level of thing.
It's like one of the most insane aura mogs of all time. It's like charisma god of all time if you do this.
Yeah. I do you think Brian Johnson has what it takes?
I don't think so. I like Brian Johnson a lot, but I don't actually think he's a charisma god necessarily.
Hmm.
I also think that it's such a weird like it's not just like you have to be good at like telling story, but it's like you have to be very good at like seeing the way in which groups of people will self-arrange under given incentive structures in a community and like imposing these and gradually changing them as the things scale. Like it's just so it's it's so much harder I think than building a company.
Um, yeah. I I'm not sure. I think it's very, very, very difficult. I think the problem with Brian is like it's too rooted in rationality, right? I think the EAs were better at it. Um, the EAs are kind of like a Protestant spin-off though in a lot of ways though, right?
A lot of the AI stuff I've started seeing more and more as like a religion, I think. Like
The
any of
thing
these
with their
communities.
religion is like the Messiah is making things happen. Like
Yeah. And I mean a lot of this like if you say to the average person like yeah, we're basically developing the supercomputer machine god that will just fix it all. This is essentially like and then Jesus will come and perform miracles to some degree, right? Like people may believe it more or less, but it's the same like Deus ex machina that comes in and fixes everything. Anyway, so all of Europe right now also is like afflicted by a mega European heat wave that I guess we're getting some of too, right? But Europe just doesn't have air conditioners. There's a lot of people also, uh, people that I talk to in my real life appear to not really know that Europe doesn't believe in air conditioners. And so if you say this to them, they just they're
almost
like,
no
"What?"
one has realized how over it is for Europe.
Yes.
Like it's very weird. I'm like watching this very clear car wreck. Like, and the car is wrecked, but the crash site is there, and the people are still like moving the wheel in the car and like arguing about the radio. Like,
Yeah.
do you not get that feeling?
I think the worst example is when it's like you're seeing these people who work at a company where it's like the founder just made an announcement that reads to everyone else as like, we're out of runway, like it's over. And there's like the 10 employees who are like, they like completely just misread it as like, our fearless leader has come to like boost our morale. Like, I'm so excited. Like,
Perfect.
and like that's how I feel like a lot of people who haven't really kept tabs on Europe are feeling about the situation over there. But like the other thing with Europe is like it's not even that they're too poor to afford AC units. It's that they have like an ideological opposition towards using power. They're like, we believe so strongly in green energy that like we will just die in the heat. And like you can do the thing where you cope and say like I'm equally as efficient with and without AC. I don't need AC. Like I'm a big strong man. Like
Just not
I have
true.
a circulatory system
Just
that can radiate heat
categorically
properly.
untrue, bro.
It's literally just like this is just wrong. We have a bajillion studies at this point that say like we can actually correlate the performance drop in your brain to the temperature at this point. Like it's just a super studied science. This is why Lee Kuan Yew said the first thing that he's doing with Singapore is like we're fucking ACing everything because this country is too hot for anyone to think. Like no one's doing any productive work here unless we get this shit handled.
Dude,
Very high
libs, I
priority.
had a tweet about this the other day. Libs love doing this thing like, dude, what if we just did Singapore, man? Like, aren't things in Singapore great? And it's like, okay, do you want to implement any of the policies in Singapore? And it's like, ah,
I don't
not
know.
really, bro.
I think at this point they have started like because they never used to point to Singapore as an example of anything good that I remember, right? Like I think what happened is they started asking like AI what countries have like socialized healthcare or something like that, and it started returning
Like they
Singapore
just
as
went
an
down the
answer.
list and are like, which ones aren't total disasters?
Yeah, and so they just started, but I think because all of the talking heads knew to never use Singapore as an example of like a left wing success before, right? Because
A
it's
lot of them
just
have given up. A lot of them are just like, yeah, bro, do the Singapore thing.
well, it's just like absolute total fascism, the country, right? Like
Yes.
there's so many
But
there's
they
so
are
many things about
entirely
Singapore.
willing
Like
to be like, yes, total fascism, bro.
I have an old friend who went to Singaporean prison for a brief period there, and he gave me some funny insights. One of which was that they have very strict rules against male on male touching. They're very anti homosexuality, with the exception of Malays, who they're just like these people are fruity. Like they just have to touch each other. So it's like
This
it's not
ethnic group is
necessarily gay.
allowed.
Yeah, yeah. It's like they have like a specific racial exception for like one people that are allowed to like be touchy with each other in prison because it's just known that they're fruity, right? Like this is a level of social technology that it's like America has completely lost. Like we would never have the
You're
ability to do
just not
something
even
like
allowed
this.
to do this. You're like not allowed to be like, I'm going to do different things with different people based on race.
But it's just so obvious also that if this was like American law, you would just say, yeah, Dominicans are allowed to like do this with each other in prison. It's not sex. They're just touching people, right? Like
I'm not so
I
sure
don't
this
know.
would fly, but maybe.
Well, I don't think it would fly, but I'm saying like that's what we would do if we were Singapore. Like that's what we would do if we were a real country.
Um, Certainly, if the U.S. was like quote unquote, and I hate this, but like a live player, meme meme words.
Yeah, if we were in the arena, if we were a live
Yes.
player in the arena. How many of these things do you think we could string together before we just get like struck by lightning? Like a
The
long enough
meme
sentence
words?
of just like SF meme words, yeah.
Probably a lot, dude.
Probably a lot.
I think you can probably do a crazy high amount.
Well, the other thing that Singapore also does that's really funny is they don't have trial by jury. They have trial by one guy because they have basically three major ethnic groups in their country, and they know that all of them like they will just vote racially as a jury. So they were like, well, if we have a jury trial, then everyone will just vote for the guy that looks like them and against the guys that look not like them. So what we're going to instead do is have a bunch of 120 plus IQ judges, and these people we have vetted and they can act in a fairly unbiased way despite like the average person's proclivity towards racial bias. So we have these like unbiased judges, and they will just unilaterally decide court outcomes. But like the funny thing is like they are also like kind of petty, I've heard. So if you like piss off your like one judge, or you do something that goes against like one of his like personal things, it's like he might not racially discriminate against you, but like you might still get like giga smited in some other way. Uh, I don't know. Funny system over there.
I don't know. I think it's Asia is like the only. I don't know. Asia is not good in all these ways, but it is the only place where people are still trying to do something, kind of. No?
Just coming up with like increasingly bleak outcomes on things where it's like the basis for like Lucas to be white pilled was now like, I found this girl, I'm in love with her, like we're gonna get married, and now it's like, dude, I had zero gay thoughts in the last 24 hours.
The art of
Sailor's
lowering your
gone.
expectations, bro.
Yes.
You can
Sailor's-
always be positive. You just have to lower
Sailor's
your
gone from like,
expectations.
yeah, dude, like I think this country's gonna like, we're gonna like expand like across like the galaxy, and we're gonna take over the sun, and now he's like, dude, the Asians are like kind of trying to do some stuff over there. Like I don't really understand it, but
They have like a vision of the
See what
future,
the-
dude.
trying in the arena.
They are trying to do things, dude. That's a lot more than most people. Now,
That is also true. Yeah, I mean,
people seem very content to like just watch Netflix and die, dude. Maybe we do have to ban the internet. Maybe we're the problem. Like
that's what I'm
this-
saying. It's like honestly, it's very hard to say like it's like, dude, like I just want to roll. Like all this woke stuff is too much, but can't we just go back to like the 2010s and freeze it there? It's like, no, I don't think so. Like I think it necessarily
it's-
goes to the end.
I think
Right.
the 80s were kind of stable. But that's just like, it's always every time someone's like, return, it's always return to just before my prefrontal cortex developed.
Yep.
Or like, return to the first period of time that
Well, or you're saying
like,
you're saying like
don't
return
deeply
to this.
know.
Yeah, you're saying like return to this thing that I wasn't even alive for. So
Yes.
you're like you're actually doing a very funny meme. I don't know if we still have this. But it's
I've understood enough of the times when I was alive that I understand that none of them were actually that good, and the ones that were that good had in them like the seed of the future bad thing.
You're doing the I was born in the wrong generation post, which was primarily seen in YouTube videos of 60s rock music from Millennials.
No, I'm not doing that. There's like a ton of things about the 80s I don't like, but I think we could return to the 80s social norms not that badly. We would have to be happy having a lot less stuff. I do think. I also just think that's a thing we need to do. We need to be happy having less things. The problem is this is just the unsellable political pitch.
Yeah, it's like you need to be
So
poor.
today we have a
It's like
presidential
you go to a
debate
bunch
between.
you go to a bunch of poor people and you're like, you should be poorer. You are like, I've noticed that despite the fact that 30% of the country is now below the poverty line, this is not poor enough, and my vision for the future
There is a specific.
remains yet unfulfilled.
There are things where it's like these things I specifically want you to have less of, and then everything else I specifically want you to have more of. Like it should be way cheaper to buy a house, but yeah, maybe you know you get married and maybe your house only has one floor and it's not in a super desirable location, but the police actually enforce things. Uh, and so it's not like you're living in a crime zone. Or, yeah, I don't know, maybe you own the same car for 15 years and that becomes a normal thing to do. These were all things that were very normal 20 years ago. They're just not normal now at all.
Yeah, the car thing is another very interesting thing to see between cities. Um, I keep forgetting how many people do like car upgrade cycles like they do their phones.
People do 2, 3 year car upgrade cycles. Yes.
Yeah,
It's very weird.
it's extremely weird to me.
My feeling
I
is either everyone is on debt. It's like the meme of like, so how does it keep going? And it's like everyone's
Yeah.
in credit card debt.
Oh, I saw a post about this another day where some guy was like, you know, like every time they come up with a statistic about, oh, if the average American suffered an accident that cost like $4,200, they would have to drain their entire bank account to blah blah blah. Um, and it's like I guess some numbers crunching guy came up, but it just seems obviously wrong because everyone is driving new cars and purchasing all of these infinite things somehow. It's like maybe it's you know like I think there's a secret moat of hidden unlimited credit where people no longer use bank accounts. You appear to no longer require like real resources to do anything. The people have been sourcing funding. They're all getting loans and maybe they never have to pay them off even. I don't know.
We'll have to see what happens. But that's
Like
enough
what do you think
society
about this?
posting. About what?
Like where is
I
the
was just
fucking
about
money
to say
coming
it's enough
from, bro?
society posting.
You were about to say what?
Um,
Society posting?
there's like people who are close to the money faucet, and if you can get close enough to the money faucet, you just win, bro.
No, like I believe, but I'm talking about like your average normal person who's like, you know, it's like
You
your
only
average.
see a very carefully selected. It's everyone and every single thing is kind of like when people were like, yeah, the model doesn't look like that in real life when she wakes up next to you in bed in the morning, bro. But it's everything is 3 layers of that. Like every
The
single
average.
part of the world that you're seeing has makeup and then AI editing and then like face correction done on top of each other and
The
plastic
average
surgery.
Uber driver drives a better car now than the average orthopedic surgeon that I knew 10 years ago.
It's
That's
just
pretty
well, that's
weird.
fraud. That's the K-shaped economy is is composed of two things. It's AI or fraud. If you're not an AI or fraud, you are currently experiencing a recession. And by the way, healthcare and old people services counts as fraud. It's like old people's homes, fraud. Like healthcare, fraud. Uber gig economy, fraud. And then everything else is all in on the AI trade, dude.
I do
Do you
really
think the
enjoy when an Uber
consultants
driver. Go for it.
do you think any of the consultants are prepared for like a mass extinction event?
Consultants? Why would a
Yeah,
consultant be
like I have a
prepared for
couple
mass
friends who work
extinction?
at BCG or McKinsey. Do you think
Are you
they're
talking about like
prepared for
actuaries or like
no, consultants, like management consultants, strategic consultants.
for a mass extinction event?
In terms of like uh, AI destroying their entire profession.
Oh, okay. I think it's one of those things where you're just like, well, how would I prepare for this? And then it's the answer is like, well, I would get a different job. And then, so if they are in the job still, then they haven't prepared for it.
Hmm.
Like definitionally. Like,
I feel like a lot of the last 6 months specifically has felt like, you know, the one GIF of the car rapidly approaching like the crash, but then every single time right before it hits, it cuts to a different angle.
yeah, a different angle, and it just keeps getting closer and closer.
Except it's
This is
all
actually
different
this is actually
cars.
what the
So you're actually
singularity
not
is, by
sure.
the
Maybe
way.
it did blow up, but you're just not watching it anymore.
That GIF is actually just what the singularity is. Like this is what they mean when they say we're like at the end of time, right? Like it's not literally stopping, but like everybody becomes so like weird and neurotic that we just think that time is like infinitely scaling as we like look at it harder. And we're all just like, oh my God, like it's getting so crazy, bro. And we just keep repeating this until everyone shits themselves and goes insane.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm you know the meme of Giga Chad where he's like crying and he has like a cardboard box that says like I'm actually starting to get very scared. I'm actually becoming quite
I've
preoccupied with
I've
the state
become
of
I've
things.
become the Chud Jack who's like
Nothing ever
it's like
happens and
the
closes
no 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 no
windows.
no it's the everything is over and that's all right. And he's like
I think that's a soy jack. I don't think it's a chud jack. I think that's
I thought it was
embarrassing
whatever.
thing to
It's
say.
I'm whatever the Jack is. I'm whatever the Wojak meme. It's like I don't have any particular investment in it, but like I'm actually beyond that. I'm at the point of like it's over. It's not even it's over. It's like everything is destroyed and that's beautiful. Like
I just want to feel something, bro.
I'm starting to feel lots of things too, and like many of them are like it's like scary and negative, right? It's like I mean I'm not doing it as much today or yesterday actually, but it's like how I got sick, and one of my symptoms was that I just had leaky eyes, like I was just crying for like 3 days straight. And it's like, you know what? Like this is novel, man. I've never had this shit before. This is sick. I love getting new symptoms that aren't like it's like if you get a new symptom and it's like bleeding out of like you're peeing blood, you're like that sucks, that's not a good one. But like the symptom of just like crying all the time, it's not like bad, it's just kind of interesting actually, right? Not the worst.
I think it might be bad actually, to be honest.
I mean,
But
it
I
made me dehydrated,
far be
but
it for me to destroy your life-saving cope.
what I should have done is just taken a bunch of videos. I should have made a bunch of TikToks pretending like various bad things happened to me, and just seen which one did better. You know, should have seen like do
But so
people.
apparently TikTok is like the libtard platform. So
Yeah,
we,
we are
we talked
hearing
the other
from
day to
some
this
of our
guy
viewer
who's like
guys.
the genius of short form media that Lucas is friends with, and he's
We
like,
can
yeah,
just
you
it's
guys should
pleometric.
not.
It's pleometric. People probably know him. He makes a bunch of various fun YouTube and TikTok and whatever shorts.
And you were like, yeah, this guy's the king of social media. I was like, okay, great. How do we do our Instagram strategy? And he's like, well, this is what you should do, and this is what you should not do, and you can test this out. And if you want, send me your first couple things, and I'll help you. And it was like, and how do you do TikTok? And he was like, he just looked at me. He just looked at us proverbially through the chat messages, like, you don't, you don't do TikTok. Sort of horrified
He basically
expression.
was like, "You guys are gonna have a lot of trouble on TikTok because every other sentence you say like 3 words that get flagged in their algorithm for like naughty, no bad words."
Yeah, it's weird because
And then
I
and
don't
then
think
we were asking
Zuckerberg.
like, "What sort of stuff got you banned?" And he's like sending us videos of just like completely normal animations of like it's just like oriental celebrations, right? But because there's too much coins involved, it's like a gambling flag, like insta shutdown thing. Very bearish for our ability to generate fun videos.
Maybe this is what needs to happen, man. Maybe we need like such a digital cleansing that it's like the government comes in if you put too much coins in your animation and it's like this subliminally is going to this is subliminally going to destroy people's brains. You can't put that many coins in the animation.
No, but the problem, this is always the problem with regulation, is everyone is like dude, what if we like regulated these three like super obvious things that are mega destroying society, and then you like say, yeah, okay, and then you give the US government the ability to like regulate media, and they just start banning like everything. They're just like, we don't like the color blue, it's associated with like this group now, or like they just go fucking nuts, and then everything is destroyed, like way more so than, like it works in a country where you have like two guys where they're either like right or they're wrong and it's provable, and then they can be yelled at and like replaced if everyone hates them. But in the US, it's just who knows? Like nobody knows why anything happens in the US. Nobody knows who's responsible for it. I don't know. I'm describing the problems with democracy. This is another thing that I think everyone is gradually coming around to, is like universal suffrage democracy is just completely insane. And it was obviously
Well,
not how our country was intended to be set up, because it wasn't present in our country as it was initially set up. And
Wayne
it
was
just,
talking about this the other day, where he was like, you need to be able to entertain a theoretical conversation about whether everyone should vote. Like, you may agree or disagree on the specific category that makes you able to vote or not. But you need to be able to have you should be able to entertain this as like a theoretical concept. And then everyone's just like, you're evil. Everyone's like half the people were like, oh, you
it's
don't
just
want
one of those.
women to
It's one of those
vote.
things that's like the
And the
most
other,
heavily memed American things ever. But like, it- like Americans broadly don't have a concept of the fact that universal suffrage is not like, that's not how our country has always existed. Like we haven't always said that everyone can vote. This is a thing that
this is
came.
kind of a Yarvin take, which is like, America was always bad. Like all of America's communist action. Yarvin has like a giga brain take here, which is like, actually, oh, you think you're being patriotic, like red, white, and blue? Like, oh, actually, like, I'm like, we need to go back to the 80s. Yarvin's like, 1776. That's when it all went wrong. Like, we had to install a king right after we became free from the Brits.
I mean,
I'm
it
kind
is
of
a
amenable to this, if only
yeah.
because
It's
it's like a very
definitely
interesting idea.
it's a very
We had
good
a very fun
sidestep.
lunch with Yarvin in San Francisco,
Yeah.
um, where Yarvin is very fun in person, and he's like much less serious all the time and like a fun person. And he starts talking about like, oh, Sayla, you work in crypto, which is like kind of true, but not really. And he's like, "You're a crypto Chad, bro." Like I keep telling my girlfriend there's a bunch of hot people who work in crypto, and she keeps being like, "Who? It's you, dude. It's you." And then he takes a picture of me and he goes, "Well, this picture doesn't look particularly good, so I'm actually not gonna tell any of my girlfriend any." Like, it sounds like I'm trying to brag as I tell this story, but then at the end he's like, "Actually, I just looked at you again, and you're pretty ugly, man."
It's just such a bizarre guy. He also,
He's
this
a
is
very
such a
interesting
Yarvin
person.
take to just be like I didn't even realize he'd said this, but that is so classic Yarvin to just say like, yeah, America's bad in totality.
What Yarvin does, the ingredient to a classic Yarvin take is like he outflanks you on like three different points at once. Like you're like, I dislike woke, and he's like, oh yeah. Did you consider that like the fundamental foundations of the American Revolution were actually quite woke in fact, sir? He just outflanks you by like 3 centuries.
It's just impossible. Like everybody has their baseline of like how far, like this is what describes the degree to like how radical you are at this point anymore, I think, is like how much are you willing
What
to.
year
Yeah,
What
yeah,
year did
like
the mistake happen? What year is the year that like on your timeline there's two paths and we like took the mistake path?
it's like you have the guy who's like, yeah, like we need to rethink like the parties that are involved in like suffrage. And then you have the person who's like, democracy was a mistake. And then you have the person who's like, representation was a mistake. Like the, and then you have the person that's saying like, technology was the mistake, and then you have guys saying like we have to return to the monarchy. Like that's like the
Yeah.
final.
The problem is if you go far back enough, you just become Nick Land, where you're like, the second we invented fire, it was already over for us. We were never meant to leave the cave. And
Like everyone is arguing over from which point we were on rails to just like blow everything up at, and everyone's like, I hope we're cutting the rot out from the core, but like, and it's like you don't actually know unless you blast us back to the Stone Age, right? Like nobody, we're all just hoping. Like everyone's hoping that like the Bronze Age wasn't going to like inevitably lead to like TikTok, right? But like it might have been. You might have to go back even farther, right?
it's not particularly optimistic that this is like the intellectuals that seem to be interesting nowadays to people.
Everyone's like, wow, this guy predicted that everything would like get really awful for everyone at the exact same moment. We should listen to them. And then it's like all the people that are saying like, anyway, so the solution is nuking all of the data centers at once.
Well, Nick Land's whole thing is like that. Even that's not enough, and you have to just accept that the machines will rule over us. I don't even know what
I've
Nick
never
Land's,
read
like,
Nick Land, which is
brand
funny
of
because
coke
every
is.
single group that I've ever been associated with is like, oh my god, like Nick Land is like the most based. But I've never read a single thing that he said. I follow his Twitter account now.
No one reads, sir. Don't worry about it, man.
He seems nice to my friends, so I like him. But
The thing I really like about Nick Land is he's like not above. He's not above. He's very Ted Kaczynski like, where he will talk about the singularity and then he'll retweet your tweet about like women. Or like cyclists are really bad people and all deserve to be killed, and he's like, so true, dude. We could probably get Land on the podcast actually through the Passage Press guys.
that would be fun.
We
Probably.
should look into this.
I think having
Do
Nick Land on and then talking exclusively about like we first
Yes,
have to
I
find
don't
out what
want
his
to talk
hobbies
about. I
are.
want to have Nick Land on, but I don't want to talk about technology.
Or capitalism. I don't know, like I just don't know anything about either of them really in the grand scheme of things, and I would prefer to talk about. It's like when I had the podcast episode with Bap and we just talked about whether he thought cats or dogs were better, and he hedged for like 30 minutes because he didn't want to offend his fans, and then eventually he just admits like clearly cats are superior. Which we
Are you
I
like
I agreed on.
are you like I want a cat with like a dog personality, or are you just like full on cat?
Uh I think cats they're just better in base. I mean, like obviously there's like a lot of personalities within dogs, and who's to say that your cat doesn't have
Stop
some
hedging,
dog-like
dude.
traits? Yeah, but like come on, dude. Like cats are just I think also whenever someone okay, so I have a cat. Whenever someone comes over to my house and then they they like pick up my cat and then they like, oh, who's a cute little boy? And they like squeeze him and then they start like rubbing his head. I'm like, dude, like he wants to fucking kill you. Like, what do you? This is insane behavior. Uh, and then he like my cat like screams and runs away, and then they'll be like, oh, like I'm just more of a dog person. Like cats just like they're so finicky and like they have all these weird rules, and you're just like. Like, and you just imagine this person trying to date, right? Like imagine this person trying to figure out a person of the opposite sex and like have a successful marriage with them. They just seem to have zero empathy. I think dogs are animals that were bred so that completely unempathetic people can just always be able to go over and just grab them and be like, oh, look who's a good boy. Just like rub their head and stuff like that. Uh, and cats are just we just accepted that cats are like This is an animal that will have feelings that are not like wanting to play with you all the time, and that's fine.
I have a dog, dude, and he's like pretty fine. I think the problem is people with dogs want a very specific kind of thing and will let their dog off the proverbial and literal leash in a lot of ways. And it's like the reason you wanted this is because it's a 50 IQ animal that loves you unconditionally and
Yeah.
is very excited about you. But you have to understand this comes with certain trade offs. Like you have to give it attention. It will come and jump on you. You know, if you leave it inside, it will ruin your furniture. And it's like 50 IQ dog, everyone would understand this is like bought into the thing, right? But somehow, like, if you describe it in any other way, people are like, no, like, I should be able to just have a creature that unconditionally loves me and is rock stupid and doesn't ever do anything wrong. And it's just very hard to do this.
Yeah, I think the problem is that when you domesticate something such that it loves the average person, it necessarily becomes mega stupid. Because to love the average person unconditionally, you have to be retarded, right? Like you have to actually be a brain dead organism. Because I'm not even saying this to be like an edge lord. Like the average person is actively just kind of dangerous to like animals, right? Like the fact that the people come and they like pick my cat up and they like squeeze it to the point that it's like hurting. Like this is like and like yes, obviously smart people know to not squeeze the cat until it dies, but like I'm saying like average people. Like
I'm
average
trying to
people just like
understand
want.
who this was who like came over and like very retardedly squeezed your cat.
There's like three people specifically that I'm thinking of from the town that I was referring to. Uh, it just became like a very weird trope, man. They were all older women. They were all older women. Every time someone's like, "I hate cats, dude," like they cats hate you. They just think of you like you're their slave or something. It's like I don't know, dude. I don't think that's accurate. I think my cat thinks that I'm like another person that like lives in the same general box as them and we sometimes interact. I don't like I don't even okay. Here's a take for you, Sales. I don't even like animals I own knowing that I feed them because I feel that this is like a cheap way of like buying them off. I will put their food in some sort of weird like I will put their food in some sort of weird self-dispensing thing uh a way where I don't like have to go out and like fuck with it in a way that they see me doing every day, right? And I'll make sure that they just have like running water. So like my cat has just basically like an infinite bag of food and constantly running hose, and then he can go in and out of the house whenever he wants to. But there's no. This is the other thing with cats. There's no way to like stop them from, uh, like whenever they learn a lesson, they learn it contextually, right? So if a cat is eating your plant, and you come over and you stop it by like spraying it with a bottle of water or something like that, the lesson the cat learns is not don't eat the plant. It is you're not allowed to eat the plant if Lucas is there with the bottle of water. But like
Yes.
if you're far enough away, it can still eat the plant, and it knows that when you run up and get close, now it has to run. So you have to come up with all of these convoluted ways, because like a dog will just say, "Oh fuck, I'm not allowed to eat the plant, shit," and then just gives up. But cats will just start scaling. Like it's like, okay, I really want to eat the plant. Like, what series of conditions do I have to clear in order to eat this plant? We have another one of our favorite talking points here. Um, some guys posting, I'm always fascinated by this. 3:20 p.m. Two poly market traders bet tons of money on Fable being released. 4:52 p.m. Anthropic announces Fable 5 is coming back.
Big
What could we
surprise.
mean by this? And the first comment is like, prediction markets pay insiders to reveal their information to the public. It's kind of true, right?
It's obviously true. Yes, that's the way it works. No,
Yeah.
that's
So
like
it's like,
the whole value prop.
so I guess like people have just accepted that this is like this is a market thesis for this stuff is we're just finding the fair value of these people's information.
I think it'll probably be fine. I
The
think there
problem
was a
with
lot
this-
of roles. Hold on. I think there was a lot of roles where you were exposed to like a strangely high amount of like very private information, but for some reason it was not compensated at all. The fact that this was happening.
Yeah.
And so I think this is especially fine in that sense, insofar as like, yeah, man, like maybe now people need to get, you know, like compensated a little better for having a role where they have a ton of access to, you know, special information. And this is okay.
You know, like if people find out that a different AI model is going to be usable by the public like a day before, like this doesn't.
Well, the really bad thing is the war stuff, I think.
Well, but that's even good too, because now you know that there's somebody who's willing to like leak all of your, you know, like if somebody knows that a war is happening ahead of time, this just means that you have somebody in your administration who is leaking like the one thing that is super mega not leakable, right? Like you super mega don't want people telling other countries that you're invading them like ahead of schedule. That's
Yes.
just like it's
Yeah.
just like a super. So I mean, it's a better mechanism for getting these people the fuck out, or at least finding what their price is, right? Like you can find the price at which people start defecting because presumably there is one. I don't know. It's just funny that that's now the accepted, like understood thesis from people, and people are I'm kind of fine with the idea of insider trading of information, because for so long you've had like Nancy Pelosi just, and this is more egregious to me because this is a person who controls much of the information that is being bet upon, right? It's very different for me if some employee at a company is like, wow, like I got a lottery ticket today. They told me like that one of the poly market things is coming through, you know? And the guy
Well,
just
to me, this is one of the things where like it's kind of, in a lot of ways, it's like a you should have paid this person more indicator.
Yes. Yes.
Like you clearly needed to pay this person way more than whatever it is you're paying them.
Like I think we're at world historic points of like everyone is just going to scam anyway. You know, like it's like, oh, I gave you a raise so you'll stop betting on poly market pools and revealing our government's like maritime plans to Iran. And the guy's like, awesome, thanks for the raise, and then just keeps doing it. You know? Like there is this theory. People have this theory all the time that compensation will change behavior. It's like, yeah, like I think that if I pay this person more, I'll get the behavior that I want out of them. And it's like, why do you think that, actually?
At times this is very true, and then at times this is like unbelievably and obviously very mistaken.
Yes. It sometimes works, though. But, like, it's one of those situations where everyone that I know that's used this as a tactic, it's like they can point to, like, the 2 times that it worked so well that it forced them to keep trying it, even though it failed horribly the other, like, 50 times they did it.
Yeah, I mean, people are just very delusional about what works in psychology and what doesn't work, right?
I was one of these people, actually. I worked at a company where they gave me a completely random, unrequested, literal doubling of my compensation. And I was like,
Work?
yeah, like, I was like, that's fucking awesome.
Well, did it
And
make
then
you like
I
work
wound up
harder
getting,
or better or anything?
yeah, I wound up getting like 4 promotions over the next like year or something as a result of what I did because of that. And
Well, it seems like it worked pretty fucking well then, no?
yeah, but no. But the person literally told me, like, they were like, because it worked so well for you, I tried it with a bunch of other people, and you're the only person that actually responded to being paid more. They said, like, every other person, every other person did exactly the same amount of work and, like, continued attempting to, like, work remotely and all of this other stuff.
That's funny.
Yeah. And also, like, I don't think that it's like a type of person thing. Like, if someone did that again, I recognize that it might not work on me. Like, I think it was just like a mood thing. It's like, wow, like in this moment, I am super grateful, but in the future, I may choose not to be. Anyway, so what were our last couple bits here? There were oh yeah, dude, we had the World Cup stuff going on. It's just like watching Americans pretend to care about soccer is so bizarre, man. It's like the guy who like watches the Olympics once every 4 years and gets really into curling or something just for the season of it, but he clearly doesn't know about it or care at all. That's like what the entire country was reduced to with this World Cup stuff.
I think a lot of people pretend to care. I do think it's kind of true. People always say this about Americans. Like Americans are very full of themselves. As like you go to other places and people generally have like more of a maybe I don't know the answers to things kind of mentality. Um, but my other theory is like, but that's a good thing. Like it's super good that Americans are very full of themselves. Like that's what works. That's what works about America. And like the track record proves that it works, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely what works for podcasting. Like imagine if both of us responding to each other was just us saying like,
I'm not so
man, I don't have
sure.
enough information on that. Let me do some research and I'll get back to you.
Whenever we
No,
hedge, it's just our worst. The worst content ever is when we hedge.
yeah. It is, yeah, it's just always better to like take a stance and then someone might yell at you or whatever, but like usually if they yell at you hard enough, it forces you to like, and now you've learned, right? Because in order to argue back with someone, you have to learn something. Maybe you learn you're wrong, but at least you have an even stronger opinion for the next time. It's just always better to like say things that force yourself to respond to some guy who's mad. Like, there is like a type of person who only ever researches something if they have to respond to somebody in an argument and the person's like calling them names, right?
Is
Like
this
this is
just
a
you?
very notable type of person on the internet.
Is this just you, or are you just describing yourself?
Dude, it's you too. I've seen the people who you argue with. I've seen the people who you argue in the replies with.
Yeah, this
It's
might be
like
true
it's
actually.
everyone who has a big account on this website. Oh yeah, and then the other addition from the AC commentary we had before is that I'm seeing all of these videos from Chinese people now posting about how like even their cows have like air conditioning, right? Like they've installed
Did
AC
you see them
units for
sending
beef.
like photos of their pigs with air conditioning to Europeans who just like want to die?
Okay, can you explain to me like what the infrastructural reason is that Europe doesn't just like blitzkrieg AC installation?
It's not. It's like cultural. It's entirely a cultural phenomenon.
It's like we culturally oppose this technology. Like
We
we have a
culturally
culture which
oppose being
opposes
well
the idea
off.
of a heat pump. Like heat should go to where it is naturally dispersed to. I believe in entropy, right? Anything that opposes the principle of entropy is bad. When I asked some people I was eating dinner with last night about this, and they all go like, "Yeah, it's because Europeans don't care if they smell like shit, man. They don't care about like BO and stuff like that." And I was like, I don't.
Well, their food is also better, so they maybe should smell really bad, but they don't smell as bad as they would because the food is just like better quality food.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I don't think that's true, but I also like you just get into this weird thing where I don't necessarily want to argue over like none of us have smelled these people enough to have a realistic opinion on this, right? You're just like
Um, I'm a shoot from the hip guy, man. Like, I have been to Europe a bunch of times, and like the people there just don't smell very bad. There's also
same.
they
I don't
also
I
just
don't
like
remember thinking I don't but I also came to Europe from
I'm not
Asia where it's also
smelling the
really hot
people.
and they yeah.
I just think it's like in general, Europeans have more of like a like where normal people maybe are like, oh, I would be like normal Americans are like not super embarrassed about certain types of things. It's like Europeans will be very embarrassed and will make huge steps to like rectify and not like do the embarrassing thing. Um, I think a lot of times the the American like just doesn't care.
I mean, they clearly make less of an effort to not be fat, or they clearly make more of an effort to not be fat. This is just the problem with America. Like this is another one of those areas where, dude, we could do an entire okay. Actually, maybe next episode I can just compile literally like every single part of society that has been destroyed by just rampant obesity.
Lowest common
And
denominator behavior.
yeah, yeah, and we just like literally do like a full like 5 minute documentarian episode on the ways that your life has been destroyed by fat people around you, even though you don't interact with them, right? Like it's truly quite shocking. Um,
Mm.
but I'd forgotten the other thing that I was meaning to mention about the polymarket thing. We also totally nailed. Do you remember? Do you remember talking about how we had a call-in viewer, Flip JPEG, Feel Pain on X.com, and he said, "Bet hard on GTA 6 not getting delayed again," and he fucking nailed it. I think it was predicted like 60 something percent chance of getting delayed, and they're not delaying it again. Came out. So he just gave everyone like a 60% win off of that one. I also asked him like, how do you know this is true? And
Yeah,
he was
what was
just
the
like,
thesis here?
he was like, just don't worry about it, man.
Hmm.
So it's like either he had like mega insider or he was just like LARPing hard as fuck. I don't know.
Somewhat suspicious.
So our polymarket track record is just getting absurd, man. It's getting truly insane. We're running out of things to speculate on at this point. There is like the 2026 midterm balance of power poll, but like, how confident do you feel about any given thing happening in this? Currently, Democrat sweep is the most preferred outcome, but Republican Senate, Democrat House is just like a couple percentage behind.
Dude, it was really funny. The other day I saw a video of AOC trying to like be Giga snarky, and it was just like the biggest like fuck up ever. Like just like total embarrassment. She was like trying to be very snarky towards JD Vance because JD Vance apparently was like, "Oh, I think she's going to be the nominee." And like obviously when he says that, like there is some snark involved in this, right? Like
Yeah.
in some ways when you say this, you were saying like, "I hope this person is the nominee because I think this person is very bad," right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there is a pretty significant chance that we see a world where it's like JD Vance versus AOC, like 5 years ahead of time.
Isn't it weird that JD Vance is like in some ways like younger than AOC?
Yeah, in many ways, he's younger than AOC.
Like he and that sounds completely insane, I guess to say, but like I think to a younger guy, uh I mean younger girl, I guess it's just gonna be guy girl split, but like younger guys I think feel more culturally attuned to the era of JD Vance than they do to like AOC actually feels old to me now. Like this era of this type of specific like millennial girl power weird like what were they? It was like the
It's over. This was like
trio
all
or
conclusively debunked 7 years ago.
yeah, like I feel and it's strange because they're all still in office, but it just like in my mind it's classified as sort of like a failed experiment, right? I am like, who is the marginal buyer for this? Like, who is left to buy? Like at this point, it's purely like existing buyers are getting cannibalized and like bullied to death by basically every other demographic because millennial snark, I think, is the single worst polling rhetorical strategy of the last 50 years. It's just so broadly hated, man. Like people just really don't like it.
I think millennials, it's just super over for millennials, dude, in general.
Looks at
I
camera.
posted the other day about like the generations thing. I've kind of become a total believer in like there's just every other generation is good and then bad. Like Gen Z is good. And like, you know, you obviously you viewer are a good person, you know. Let's not get it twisted here, you know.
People get really
Whoever
weirdly.
you girl who
People
is
get
listening to
identitarian
this.
about the generation stuff. Like if people, it's always like, because I will frequently say bad things about millennials while being a millennial, And I always assume that it's like I'm not saying 100% of millennials are like evil people that should be sent to gas chambers, right? But then like every single millennial will take offense to it, even if they don't like have the trait being described
Which
at all.
again kind of proves like millennials are just not that great of people, man.
No, but the same thing happens with Zoomers. Like if you say bad things about Zoomers, also every Zoomer
No,
gets mad.
I kind of super hard disagree with this actually. I think Zoomers are pretty like, yeah, man, it's cooked.
Dude, I think this is completely wrong. You can search through my tweets. Like they both freak out. Zoomers I feel are actually more whiny about it, but this is also just because they're younger and younger people are more whiny, I think.
Do you think America does well this World Cup? Like people have been saying for a very long time
Wait,
that like
it's still
America
going
should
on?
be better. What? America's
I thought it was
still
over.
No, America's still in it, dude. Unless I'm really mistaken.
Oh no, I just thought somebody won the World Cup already.
Dude, no, this is like a long thing. This takes a minute, dude.
How long is this shit, man?
It's very long.
Where's it being hosted? Is it in America this time?
Yeah, you can't be serious, dude. You're just you love doing this bit, dude. Where you're like, I don't know anything. I'm just a clueless like.
Okay, the reason I know that it's going on in America is because I've seen a bunch of videos of Europeans coming to America and being like, "Oh my God, like everything is so big, like, whoa, like everybody's so like rude and they jaywalk." And like,
I think the Freddy account was pretty astroturfed. So a bunch of people have been saying like this is a thing that's like existed for a very long time,
what is?
and I just don't like. I don't know, man. I don't buy it, dude.
Is there some account that's been made like the primary spectacle of like Europeans in America posting?
Yeah, this guy, yeah, the Freddy guy, and it's like, dude, I don't buy it. Uh,
I don't think you have
I
to.
simply do not buy it.
Doesn't make any sense.
I
I
just
don't
don't
believe, dude. I don't
this
believe
is-
any of these. Like anytime an account goes really big, really fast anymore, I'm just like, I don't know, man. Seems fishy. Seems fishy. Because it's like, how do we know? Like if we run up an account, it's like, okay, we have an idea, we have a fun narrative for an account, and then we spin it, right? Would it be different for
Um,
like anyone else? Is it like it's like guy who's been grinding for like 72 years finally hits gold. He finally finds his niche, right? He finally becomes an amazing poster overnight. Or
I
is it
think,
just like someone bought an account and they were a good poster before?
yeah, I think they just bought it, the account. I think accounts are increasingly becoming like a very liquid phenomenon.
How much would you sell your Twitter account for?
It would have to be super
I know.
high six figures.
Someone gave me an offer like at the height of last crypto cycle that was like already like a pretty absurd offer. But this is the problem, is like the price that I would accept is so much higher than the value that anyone could get out of it. So it's like there just will be no sales, or like it's just not going to happen. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It would have to be a truly ridiculously good price.
Their first offer was like 600K. They were
It's
so
it's
annoyed
like
when
such
I
a
just
ridiculous
instantly
price
said
that
no.
like I feel bad saying the number.
Yeah, like it's obviously loserish to not accept the amount of money, but it's also like
It's not even that.
there's
It's
so
like you
like
feel
the
you
problem
feel
is
bad.
it's worth basically an unlimited amount of money to me to not have to go and record everybody's contact information that I've stored in my DMs. Like that's it's like a vacation to the Caribbeans, $15,000. A new MacBook, like $5,000. The cost of not having to do 100 million hours of like labor, priceless. 100 million hours of like data entry, priceless. And it's also not something that you can do with AI. because of the fucking X API shit. You can't web scrape it either because you'll get banned for automating your shit under Nikita. Nikita is like the scariest person in the entire universe to me, man.
I
Okay.
think Nikita is in a very tough position. I used to dislike him a lot more. Now, the way I view Nikita is very similar to the way that I would view like an NPC if I was playing like Civ 5. Like, it's not malicious. He just does the thing, you know?
Yeah, but there's a very simple like rule set, and as long as you follow it, you don't get
Yes.
attacked. Like you know how to and how to not draw aggro, right? If I
And like
don't
there's
ever
things about
complain
this that
about
I
my
don't like.
payouts, I will never get aggro drawn towards me.
Yeah, and there's things I don't like about it, but
We're now complaining about like the environmental hazards in
it's
a
like a
golf match or
porcupine.
something.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
do I like the fact that a porcupine is spiky? No. Would I maybe want to do certain things and like or like a skunk? You know, it's like a skunk, and it's like the skunk is there, and it's just like simply don't harass the skunk. It's not that hard to not harass a skunk. It's like, and would it be better if you didn't have to give the skunk a massive wide berth? Yes, but like, it is what it is, dude. The skunk is there. You kind of have to accept it.
What animal do we most? Because like I mean, people are like Nikita boar. Boar might actually be like that might actually be kind of a fitting animal, like a huge pig that will come and like gore you if you fuck with it, but otherwise just kind of meanders around goring other people for fun.
I think Nikita, well, it like fits really well, right? Like Nikita Boar, Nikita Boar.
Yeah.
It's just, it fits very well name wise. I don't even know if it's actually that good anything else wise, but it fits really well name wise. So
Maybe
it's
hippo?
just stuck. I will say, one of the things that made me like him the most is when he like when he just accepted that this was his like meme now. That made me way more inclined to be pro him.
What accepted that what was his meme?
Like, oh, I'm the Nikita Boar guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's always very bad when people have like a fan appointed nickname to them and they just refuse to acknowledge it, right?
I like when you call me
One-
Sales. Sales is always kind of funny to me.
Yeah, I've started doing it much more too, which I don't know if it's good or not, but it's funny that it's like a category of industry, like sales. Like you are the
Oh,
sales
well,
guy.
I mean, when you call me Sales.
You're right, but like it's funny that it's like I'm called like the sales guy.
I don't know, man. You
You're the
gotta
sales
sell
guy.
things. It's like pretty, I think it makes a lot of sense. I think it's pretty
Sales.
straightforward.
So anyway, you were saying AOC seems insane, but you did not make a call on what you think is happening on this 2026 midterm pool. Do you have any? You have no strong opinions? Because I use
No.
you are one of my like 3 nodes that I use to form an opinion
That's
off of
super funny.
for politics for like who is going to win the midterms this time here. You are, I think, you are my least Republican biased node, actually. You're like hysterically democratically biased compared to almost everyone else I know and talk to.
Really?
You're up there with blue waivers in terms of how over you think it is in 2028. Like it's pretty
Who's
funny.
who's Blue Waivers?
Just like hardline Dems.
Oh, you just mean like Blue Waivers is like a...
Yes, like not like a person called blue waivers, but like members of the blue wave. we are. This is. Some
I was
straight
so
up, like-
confused.
yeah, this is straight up like 3 a.m. levels of confusion coming from these conversations here.
You really think I'm that, really?
Yeah, like out of all the
Running
people
things
that
about
I've talked to in America, you're much more bearish on the Republicans than pretty much everyone else, including like moderate Democrats and moderate Republicans.
It's very much not that I like don't want to be more positive. I just think it's kind of hard to find like great reason to be super positive.
Well, you don't need reasons, but I mean, like if you don't go here and it doesn't have any consequence to you, you can just cope yourself, right? Like you can just imagine that the Republicans will win everything forever. Like it
I try
actually
to
doesn't
be right
matter to
about
you.
things, actually. I'm not sure why, now that I think about it. This is like a kind of a
Like
silly.
this is like something that super doesn't matter to you actually. It appears that sales is refusing to give me an opinion on who's going to win the 2026 midterms, which means there's currently a category for other polling at 1%.
That's
Uh,
probably a buy, but you almost certainly lose money on that, right?
what, buying the other?
Yeah. 1% is just so cheap for other dude. Like, I don't know, Trump runs again, question mark. Like, who
Why
knows
is
what
Trump
happens?
okay? Trump is polling really, really well in every Republican primary candidate poll. Like he's polling above like a comical number of other actual candidates.
Yeah.
Is the thesis just that like, no, dude, like he's actually a fascist? Like you don't get it? Like it's gonna happen? Like is like who is voting for this? Is what I'm saying. Like who's purchasing that poll option? Is it like leftists are so black-pilled that they're actually willing to bet money on Trump being president again? Or is
No,
it
I think
like
it's like Giga. Dude, I think most people who use prediction markets use it as like a my team win thing. Okay, I don't think most people who
you don't?
use.
You're basically saying you don't think it's a prediction market. You think it's a manifestation market.
Yes, dude. I think people just cheer for their fucking team, man.
I think that's kind of true, but I don't know if that's true in. It's definitely true if there's like a K-pop pool. Like if we had like which K-pop singer is gonna sell the most, whatever they sell. I guess is it
I think
singles,
it's entirely
stream
true that
hours?
most people use prediction markets almost entirely as some sort of like, what do I want to like? I'm cheering for my team. Dude,
I think
most
most
sports
people
bettors do this.
most people, but I think the volume of money, like I think there's like some fund out there that's allocating the majority of the capital of these pools that like is not just picking their favorites. They're doing some sort of model. We also actually, you know what we should do is we should shill the fact that we are doing bonus episodes up on Substack for some fee. We don't know what the fee is yet, actually, but we are just going to be because we now at this point have a fairly annoying amount of episodes that we've recorded, uh, but we just didn't want to post because they were like there's too much weird stuff that we had to take
Oh
out for
yeah,
one reason or another.
yeah. But yes, basically we're going to do some sort of premium. Do we have any idea? Are we doing Substack? It's on Substack. It's on our website. Subscribe to the podcast for extra content. It only costs a certain amount of money that I'm not sure how much money that is. It only
We'll
costs
decide
however much
eventually.
money. It only costs however much money we decide it is, and it's available everywhere that we also decide it is. The editor will like flash words on the screen or something here, surely.
I don't think he will, but it's probably Substack. I think we should just do Substack. Patreon is
I
just ugh.
I think us being on Substack is really funny because most people on Substack are like very serious, right?
Dude,
But yeah,
I'm
you'll
so
get access to
confused.
that.
I have a headache, like I have a fever, like I feel pretty serious right now. I feel pretty seriously bad. I feel pretty
We're not feeling great, guys. We're surviving though. It's
I'm
fine.
wrapped in a green screen, bros. Like I'm shivering in a green screen.
Dude, as long as you don't zero out, you can always live to fight another day. It can always be worse, bro.
That's not what I said. There is actually a point at which it can't be worse. There's like one specific acute point at which it can't be, and like we're not there. We're not there. But
It could be a lot worse.
yeah, it could be. I mean, right now it could be a lot worse. But it's like I mean, in terms of my general range of like good to bad, I'm below the range, right? Like it's worse than usual. Whatever. Anyway, guys, we love you. And our sponsors also, we love you. Polymarket, Zcash, Passage Press, and Citizen X.
Yes.
Though I don't think any of them made it this far in our episode, so I will side with the viewers this time.
So there's
The
like a
viewer-
very weird, like sometimes like the actual operators at the company won't watch our videos, but like the board will, or like their biggest
Yes.
investor will.